So apparently when you drop your phone so much that your screen is like completely broken and about to come off altogether, you can no longer record audio with your regular camera, but Snapchat still works.
Okay.
But the good news about that is
filters.
okay, but to get serious, the idea today is I'm going to do this large family tag. I've seen several other YouTubers do this. I watch a lot of YouTube, you guys. Like, I'm not even going to try and lie about it. I don't have that much downtime with 5 kids, so when I do get downtime, like, the most relaxing thing for me to do is just, like, kick back, watch some YouTube. Okay, I really enjoy it, so not ashamed. I watch a lot of family vloggers, and I've seen several of them do this large family tag, so that's what I'm going to try out for you guys today. Question number 1. How many kids do you have? We have 5 kids. They are Kira, who is 7. She is my oldest, and she is my little mommy, and sometimes that is great, and sometimes it gets very annoying, I'm not going to lie. But she is a great helper. And she's the oldest at 7, so you know I got 5 kids, you know this is gonna get pretty close in age here, so here we go. Second is Molly. She is 6, and she is just we call her Smally Molly. She just so quiet, so small, but she's also like my wild card. She can be a little bit of a mischief maker, we'll just say that. Next, we have Audrey. She just turned 4 in January, just this past week. She is, everyone who knows her knows that she is just a little diva. Like, diva is just the best word to describe it. She is a ham, she is full of it, and she is sassy. Okay? Sassy pants. Total 3-nager, even though she's 4, she just turned 4. She's just the definition of a 3-nager, okay? And then we have the twins, Ella and Owen. So the twins will be a year old at the end of February, and we are so excited. I don't even know where the past year has gone. It's just been a blur, to say the least. Whirlwind. I can't believe it's been a year. They are so sweet, and they are starting to show their little personalities, and I'm loving it so much. But they are also like, it's getting hard, okay? They're up, they're mobile, well, they're not quite walking. They're pushing their little walkers around, they're crawling, they're so fast, into everything. Help. Twin life is a crazy life, people. Question number 3, what is your family structure? I take that to mean like step, all of that. All 5 of our kids are both mine and my husband Justin's, so there you go. Question number 4, how old were you when you had your first baby? How old was I? I was 19 when I got pregnant, but 20 when Kira was born. So, very young. It was definitely a surprise. We did not plan, but I am so glad looking back now that it happened the way it happened, because I love where we are and I love our family. It definitely was a bit of a shock at first, being 19, but it definitely wasn't too young, I don't think. I don't feel it was too young. I am so glad that we are what we are now, so I do not regret it. Question number 5, were they planned or did you leave it up to God? Let's just say we didn't necessarily plan it. All 5 of them we just kind of let it happen. But I love the way it was laid out. I love the way it happened. I feel like their age differences are perfect. And it was a struggle at times, not gonna lie, you guys, being this young, having this many kids, it's a struggle. But my husband works his butt off every day for us, and I am so, so grateful for him. And I'm so glad that it all worked out the way that it has. Number 6. What is your favorite reaction to telling somebody how many kids you have? Now, for other people who have this many kids, or even, I feel like once you have 3 or more kids, you're going to start getting reactions like this. Now, I would never be one of those people because I don't understand where this is coming from, but people just seem to think, like, you should not have that. Oh, honey, why do you have so many kids? Like, oh, you poor thing. Like, do you know what causes that? I wouldn't say I have a favorite reaction because, well, maybe, okay, I'll take that back. I do have a favorite reaction. It's when people hear how many kids we have and they're happy for us. And they say, good for you, you know, like, you guys are doing a great job. I'm so proud of you. Things like that. That is my favorite reaction, other than like the negative things, which that could be a whole other video because so many negative things that we hear on a regular basis, honestly, and it's pretty sad. It just makes me sad. So when we do get those people that will come up and say, oh, we have twins too, you know, oh, we have a big family. I came from, you know, a bigger family and it was awesome and I loved it. I love those reactions. People who have negative comments, I just like, I could not care less. And of course, when it happens, I don't have any kind of a comeback. I just kind of, I just kind of let it sink in and I just try to walk away as quickly as possible because I do not have time for that. Like, don't want to hear it. Your opinion doesn't matter. I'm sorry that sounds terrible and harsh, but like, I love my family. We're doing what we gotta do to take care of ourselves. So, like, it's really none of your business. Honestly.
A few moments later.
And now we're out in the car. Hi, Audrey.
Hi.
We are here at the big girls' school waiting to pick them up. So I'm just gonna finish this little thing in the pickup line. Like a weirdo. And hopefully no other moms are gonna look at me funny. The next question was, how do you deal with negative comments about how big your family is? And I feel like I've kind of already covered that with the last question. I kind of went off in a little rant there. So how do I deal with it? I just kind of don't. I just kind of brush it off. I ignore it. I do sometimes wish that I had like a funny comeback to come back at somebody who says something just really rude, or just like to tell them that they're being rude, because later I have lots to say when I tell my husband about it or when we talk about it at home. I have a lot to say, but in the actual moment, nothing comes out. So I just kind of just brush it off. I don't take it to heart because I'm not going to let the opinions of other people bother me that much. So, question 8. How much does it take to feed your family for a month or whatever? I don't know if it said for a month, but I'm going to tell you for a month. So we just recently, since it's a new year, we're going to start our new budget and try to stick to it as well as we can. So at the moment, we have budgeted about $500 a month for groceries. So obviously that's a rough estimate. Number 9, do you plan to have more children? The answer, no. We get asked this all the time. We have after every... You making Ella smile?
Yeah.
That's very funny. Anyway, we get asked this every time we have a baby. Oh, are you going to have any more? Is this your last baby? And just for the record, no, we're not going to have any more, okay? After the twins were born, I did have my tubes removed. It's safer than having them tied. It reduces the risk of cervical cancer and all that. So I just went ahead and have them removed. I am very done with giving birth and all of that. It was great. I loved it. I loved that part of my life, and I'm honestly going to miss it so much. Obviously, I'm going to miss it, but at the same time, this is kind of like a new chapter for me. I mean, I'm still obviously raising the girls, and the twins are still young, and I'm still taking care of them. But as they start to get older and they start to take care of themselves more, this is like a new chapter for me. I've honestly been pregnant, it feels like, for about 7 years, going on 8 years, since I was 19. You guys, like, this is all I've done. So this is a new chapter for me. It almost feels like that moment, like when you graduate high school and you're like, okay, what's next for my life? Not that I'm not going to be raising kids. Obviously I am, but like, what next? Like, what will my next adventure be? I don't know. Honestly, gotta figure that out. Like, I know that sounds silly, like, oh, I don't get to have kids anymore, so what am I gonna do now? Like, that sounds ridiculous, but it's so true. Like, what am I gonna do now? I gotta find something for me, you know? Question number 10. What is your family vehicle? We are currently in, insert video, this Buick Enclave, which it is nice. I do really like it. It's got a third row, which is completely a must at this point. We have 5 kids, 7 people total, so we need the third row. The one downside is the third row, the back seat is super narrow and it's very snug fit. So the girls are getting older, they're starting to argue a lot back there, which is driving me nuts, and they don't like to be that close to each other all the time. So next vehicle, we're definitely going to have to get something a bit bigger, a bit of an upgrade. So we'll see what's next. I don't know, but that's what we have for. Question number 11, do you ever eat out? Yes, we do, too often. We frequent fast food restaurants more than we should, and that's actually part of our new budget, is we're not going to be doing that as much. We are cutting out the fast food. It's not healthy, and it is not good on our budget, so we are trying to get rid of that. Also, we do go out to a restaurant, like to a nice sit-down place once in a while, but when we do, it's honestly a circus. It can be done, but we get so many, like, honestly, when the babies were first born, well, obviously I didn't want to take them out too often, but when we would go out with the babies at first, I was embarrassed. Like, we got so many looks and comments and things that it made me just not even want to go out, which that's so terrible that people can, like, make you feel like that to where you don't even want to go out to dinner with your family. It's ridiculous, but there you go. But we do go out once in a while, but for special occasions, not very often. How many rolls of toilet paper do you go through in a day? I think that's a pretty ridiculous question, first of all, but, like, I don't think we use a whole roll in one day. That would just be crazy. If we do, it's because my kids are making a mess with it or throwing it around, which they have been known to do. But that's obviously not good, and I do not like that. So I would say less than one a day. We don't use a whole roll in one day. That's crazy town. Number 14, what is your favorite go-to meal? I have 2, tacos and spaghetti. Both of those are super cheap, super quick to make, and the kids love them. So those are our typical go-tos. We usually try to have them probably once a week. It gets repetitive, but at the same time, it's worth it just because of how cheap they are, and the kids don't complain. They love it so much. Spaghetti is like their all-time favorite meal, and it literally, for us, costs like maybe $5 to make. So, definitely a winner. 15, how do you spend one-on-one time with each of your children? You guys, this is a tough one. Audrey gets a lot of one-on-one time just because she's not in school yet, so she's home with me and the babies during the day. So obviously when the babies are napping or something like that, her and I hang out, we cuddle, we watch a movie, we do a craft, we have more one-on-one time. The girls, I call them the girls all the time, Kira and Molly, since they are in school, I don't see them as often. So it is tough. We do try to make time to do things like that, but it definitely is tough, and it's definitely something that we could work on doing better. But it's just one of those things that's hard to do. Number 16, how do you handle the clutter? I don't. There is so much stuff everywhere all the time. There's dishes, there's laundry, there's toys. Toys like crazy, okay? We live in a 3-bedroom house where we have 5 kids. There's stuff everywhere. So you just take each day at a time. Just try to manage it as well as you can. You're going to have to accept the fact that it's not going to be perfect, and it's not supposed to be. Your kids should be happy, your house should be clean, but you don't need to spend every second of your day worrying about the clutter because it's not going anywhere. I mean, maybe it is for you, but for me, it's not going anywhere. So I don't. I just take it a day at a time. 17 is, are your kids homeschooled? Do they go to public school, private school? Our kids go to public school. We have, I want to say we've thought about homeschool. I would love to homeschool. I honestly would. I don't know if I am personally capable of homeschooling because of a few things, honestly. I think that they are getting a pretty good education at their public school. I mean, I'd love to have them home with me. I don't know if I'm capable of teaching them all the things that they need to know. So they are in public school, but maybe sometime we could consider homeschool. I don't know. we'll think about it. But for now, they are in public school. So you guys, I feel like I've honestly answered all the questions on this list. I'm supposed to give you a little tip for other big families, but my biggest tip, if I could give anyone a tip, is just take it a day at a time. Take time for yourself. I don't have time for myself. This is my time for myself. I'm sitting in the car, in the school pickup line, waiting to pick up my kids, talking to myself on my phone. That's all you need. You know, you don't have to talk to yourself on your phone, but you get what I'm saying. A few minutes every day just to focus on something other than changing a diaper and helping with homework. While those are all great things and you have to do them, you need to step back every once in a while and just breathe. I know I do. I hope that was helpful in any way. I am just getting started with making these videos. We are getting ready to do some pretty cool things. So I'm going to try to start picking this camera up more often, doing some vlogging a little bit, as much as I have time for. And definitely when we announce our plans coming up soon for spring break, we're definitely going to be filming that. So hopefully I'll be coming at you with some more videos here soon. If you like what you see, or if you would like to follow our journey, you can definitely subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Give this video a thumbs up, and you can follow us on Facebook at Harrington Party of 7, also on Instagram, Harrington Party of 7. Come check us out, come find us, and follow us on our adventures. Thank you guys so much. Goodbye.